I credit Emmanuel every single time. Like every time I have an opportunity to credit him, I do, because he was so patient and so nice to me.
You are a child, actually.
Yeah.
That's, some people maybe they'll say, oh, if you're in campus, okay, come, it makes sense to intern. But this is someone who actually genuinely wanted to help.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So every branch, I would literally document. We'd wait for all the food to come, and then me, I'm there in my kachach dress, standing on the seat I'm sat on to take a flat lay. And I'll do that every single Sunday. I did it for like months. And I think that's now what got like my Instagram going. Yeah. People were like, hey, we want to hear more about your thoughts. Where else have you gone? Do you like the food here? Have you tried the food here? Maybe you should try this place next time. Yeah. So then I would start, like, I started building a database of recommendations on my Instagram.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 127 of the Banter of a Brunch podcast.
Yay.
My name is Alexia Msao. Still is Alexia Msao.
Sasa hizo ni additional gani?
No, because it's the same episode. It's still Alexia. Nothing's changed.
My name is still Alice Kanji, and we are back with our guest Tara, who was there in our previous episode 126. But because this episode was too juicy, we just had to do a part 2 section to continue now with her journey into content creation and business. So that's what you should expect for this episode.
How did you feel about the episode?
I loved it.
You loved it?
You know, people love talking about themselves.
Yeah, but I think it's one thing to love talking about yourself and another to deliver the story well.
Yeah.
So you ticked
did a
both
good
of
job.
the boxes. Yeah,
Thank you.
Super
Yeah.
engaged and visually engaged.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I also don't feel like I've had a platform to share.
Yeah.
So this is actually the first time for me to share in detail.
Podcasters
like
are
this. So-
mislicky.
Yeah, this is an exclusive.
It's an exclusive drop.
The
You
home of
know, Tara
exclusive.
talks. Tara opens, tells us more. No, as we always look for not clickbait titles, but
just titles to attract the audience
so we'll think of
to
one.
engage
First
with
of
us.
ever, first of many.
First of many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys can tell us in the comment section whether the title was giving. Yeah. But
Pressure to the team.
Pressure to the team.
Title better
Your
give.
title better give. But yeah, no, I've absolutely enjoyed this conversation. I think she really just gave it her all in terms of telling us about her story. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
Yes. Guys, I know you'll enjoy it. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I know there's someone who can relate to this episode. So don't be
Tell a friend
selfish.
to tell a
Yeah,
friend.
and also don't be afraid to use what you have, you guys.
Yeah.
Even if you have a kabambe, use it. You're gonna grow.
You're gonna
Start
grow.
with
You have
what
to
you
start with
have.
something.
Yeah.
But
Start with
Akabambe,
what
I'm
you
not
have.
sure exactly what you're
Maybe
starting
not. Yeah, maybe
with, maybe you just need to call someone with that Kabambe and tell them, I need your help.
Mama, you
here.
liars with that
Yeah.
that one friend, with the nice phone. Like, so today I just want to shoot content. You just come one sec, or I'll come to you. Just start with what you have. Whether it's business or content creation, there's always a path, and you'll figure things as you go. She talked about how she had multiple failed experiences while starting off her business, but it wasn't a call for her to give up. It was just, let's keep going, let's keep the ball rolling, and somehow things will end up working out. So yeah, that's just a glimpse of what to expect in the episode. But I think it's time for you to listen and tune in and enjoy.
Enjoy, guys.
See ya.
Yeah, and so as soon as COVID hit like this, of course everything shut down. We all stayed at home, and so we were all like learning from home and stuff. I got this fascination with cocktails. So I used to call my is there a segment? I used to call my segment quarantine and sip.
Quarantine and sip.
So I'd make, looking at those cocktails now, that
You have to start from somewhere.
there has
You
been
have
growth for sure. But yeah, so I on my Instagram stories, I would build a cocktail and then like write, this is the ingredients. like one like 15 ml lime juice, 30 ml vodka, gin, whatever. Pour it into a glass, shake, pour into another glass with ice. Imagine. No mixology knowledge at all, but I'd seen so many videos of people making cocktails, and I was like, hey, it's not difficult. Let's do it. So then that landed me. I think I did that for like about 3 months, and it landed me my first influencer gig with Bailey's.
I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah. So then that was now in July. So from July 2020 to was it July 2021? I was working with Bailey's.
That's a year-long influencer contract, and your first influencer
My first
contract.
one.
Wow.
And we were what's the word? We were concentrating on making desserts for Bailey's. So videos, photos. Meanwhile, I was still in school. So there was that. So I used to get very, very overwhelmed. Let me tell you, I used to cry. I'm like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, should I just concentrate on school and then do this later? But I was like, I love it so much.
Yeah.
How can I stop?
You want to let it go?
I didn't want to let it go. So I continued. And the money I was being paid at that time was so good for my age, because I was like, I have no bills. I'm living in my parents' house.
It's monthly.
It's monthly.
Unasema kuteseka ni
I used to
kwa
be
muda.
balling.
You guys wanna get kilosh? Gosh.
Ew, no, I'm thinking
cafe.
Nescafe. That time your classmates have pocket money of 1,000 the whole week.
Anakunywa kurumu.
Imagine. Oh my God.
Konyagi na KC.
Tara
5 per
anatengeneza
person sharing.
macocktail.
Baileys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a really good time. And then from there, it just shot and just started doing a lot more food, lots more photography gigs for other people. So yeah, so now the same thing I was doing in 2020 to 2021 is the same thing I'm doing now. Yeah.
Which is now the influencer.
Just the influencing and the creating for other people and photography.
How would you summarize how your journey and that experience has been? To me, it's sounding like people assume that maybe it takes, when they get to know you, maybe it's been 2 or 3 years of you doing this. But really, this is something you started from the time you were a teenager, this photography thing. And they're wondering, how does Tara's content look like this and mine doesn't? When I'm starting, the game right now. But obviously, it was not an overnight success. It was years of culmination, a culmination of the years of your experience. So how would you describe the journey that it has been for you, and are you happy with where you are today throughout your content creation journey?
I feel like it has been like a marathon on a steady slope, but I also feel, because the time when I was required to put in the real work, I really did not feel like I was actually working, because I was preoccupied with school and other things. So for me, you know how you say like my career right now is content. I feel like my career, I feel like the past 3 years has been a career, but before 2020, 2019, it was just fun and games. Like I was like, let me try this, let me have fun with this. It was really and truly fun and games. Like, I'm not gonna come and say I put in the work, the midnight oil, all those things.
But it was working.
Yeah.
Did that change your perspective on content creation then, now that it became a career and not just fun and games?
I think it has. Right now, I actually think about it like work. And I'm like, I need this thing to survive.
Yeah, I think also because you said you were in school. So that was the main focus.
Yeah.
So this thing, even as much as it's work and it's a career, no one is seeing it. It's like you're a part-time photographer. Even your parents know.
Full-time student. Part-time.
So now when the school has been removed from the equation, and now
that's not the ball game. Changes completely. So for me now, I feel like I have to be a lot more intentional when it comes to creating. I can't do fun and games things anymore. Because, even like when I was doing it before, it was like, I feel like taking pictures. Let's take pictures. I don't feel like taking pictures, I will not take pictures. But now I have to.
You have
That's
to
the
take
difference.
pictures.
Yeah. I still enjoy it the same way I enjoyed it before. But that is now where the shift is. Like, now I
the
have
survival
to.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
And would you say being a content creator, I mean, you've mentioned that now you have this big following. Would you say it affects your relationships, both personal with your friendships or family, and also like you can share this if you want, also like what are they called? Relationships.
My romantic relationships. Let me start with family. Family has not changed. My mom actually was the one who was adamant. No, she was like, you must post.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so different from a lot of the content creator stories.
So like when I first started, my parents were like, my dad was like, no, she must do school. But my mom was like, no, if she's doing school and she's okay, let her post. So she's the one who actually helped me open my first Facebook. And we hid it from my dad for a while.
Mothers.
Yeah, we hid it from him for a while until he found out. Like, he saw my picture as a recommended friend.
Of course, because algorithm is like, this is your daughter.
This?
You have her contact.
Quite literally.
You have everything. I think you should be friends.
Yeah, but before that, it was a little secret. So now my dad obviously has shifted. He's like, now he's seen that this thing can make money. And I feel like once they see that you're making money,
which
or
I
you're
guess
doing
is
something,
concern also, because they're like, they want you to be comfortable.
And they don't want you to waste your time on something that is not fruitful.
True.
So right now, my mom and my dad are both really huge supporters, and I love them. And for my friendships, not much has changed, but what I would say is, like, my friends when I started still remain my friends now. What I would say is, I think I have had to get friends that are content creators. Like, I've had to compartmentalize my friendships. Because I have friends that are not in this world and are not interested in being in it
at all.
You know, like, they just want to be your friend. They're happy in their world. They're very happy in their world, and they love you for you, and not for the creator that you are. So I've had to say, okay, these are the friends that I can hang out with when I want to take content. And these are the friends that I will hang out with when I'm chilling. And I have to respect both sides. Because, you know, you're out with your friends is like, take me a picture here, take me a picture here, take me a picture here. And it's okay. Because you know that this person is a content creator.
They understand. They're willing to do it, like they're...
Yeah. And then on the other side, your friend is like, hey, why are you taking so many pictures? Can you just eat? So
Nasi kwa ubaya,
by the way. It's just like, you know, it's two different worlds. So I feel like that's the other thing I've added onto my... And I feel like it's also so very helpful. And even with my content creator friends, I feel like we've built a very deep connection. And I love them so much because we support each other like crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about, do you feel like now the caliber of guys is different, or the way they approach you is different because you have a following? I know there's a certain group of guys that say, I can never be with a content creator. So I just want to know what your experience has been with that.
So far, the people I've dated have actually not been in that world.
Okay.
They have done like very regular jobs, like engineers, accountants, you know. So they're not in that world, but they love it, and they will take me pictures when I ask them to. They will support in the way they can.
What's in the boyfriend CV pictures?
Yeah, I'll have to. I even send like videos, like, do this, put me in the middle of the box.
You who's already a photographer, so so I'm just winging it. Like, it's okay. I'm not.
Just take again.
Yeah. So yeah. They've been very supportive. My current partner, by the way, is the best ever. Not to compare him to
the rest,
but for me, I feel like he is such a supportive, like, he is a stone. I can lean on him, you know, like, he is like, are we shooting today? What are you shooting? Do we need to go buy you onions, for instance? Like he's like he is within.
Which is so ideal.
Which is really ideal. Like he's not that big on Instagram. Like he's not into Instagram like that, and he's not into content creation like that.
But he's into his girl.
He's
like
into
that.
his girl.
Like when at 200 followers, no post, one
like
post.
he is such a supportive partner, and I really appreciate that, because you know there's like people who are creators and their partners are just like, please don't involve me in that shit.
Yeah, I think if you have some level of support from your partner,
goes a long way.
It does go a long way. It makes you feel like validated, because I don't know, maybe from my experience, sometimes I shy away from the fact that I'm a content. Okay, I don't, but sometimes I feel like deep down, like, how do I say
we
that?
I have a podcast.
So when I introduce myself, I kind of start with what I do in a corporate level before I feel, okay, I can also say that I'm a podcaster or I do content creation here and there. Because I don't know, there's something about it that
A stereotype
that feels very stereotypical. I don't know. Alex said, do you normally feel? I feel like you do, because whenever people ask you what you do, you really shy away from saying content creator.
I don't think it's because of the career in itself. I think it's just because of how I view my content. I feel like I've put for myself a standard where I'm like, when I reach this standard,
that's
when
I'll
say I'm a
content
creator.
creator.
Which obviously people are usually like,
that doesn't make sense.
Can you keep quiet? Like, so actually the other day I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, I need to stop. I need to realize why I keep saying no and putting this thing off, even when I'm doing the actual thing. I think also maybe growing up, yes, I did think media, but maybe not content. So maybe I'm still like not sure if this is it or if I should be doing something else. Yeah. So have I answered your question?
Yeah, you have.
I wanted to ask you something about your friendships. Now that you've compartmentalized both of compartmentalized. There's a kata I've missed.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah. Do you struggle to like bring them together, like, or do you just completely separate them? Because also I feel like sometimes when there's those two group of friends, they can be conflicting. Like your OG friends are like, us are the real friends. You guys are just here for filters and photos and reels and TikToks. We and just sort of how you've been able to balance that, and if you mix the groups.
I try my hardest to not mix. I mix them on special occasions like my birthday, of course. All of you guys are coming. Yeah. But and they will be there for all my special occasions, by the way. But I try my hardest to not mix them, because I don't want. But it's so funny. It sounds like you're segregating,
but it's for the best.
Talk about birthday. Like, are you guys okay? Okay, this next group, are you guys okay?
Yeah. And they're all friends, by the way. They all know each other. They're all friends. So it's not that now it's like someone is sitting next to a stranger. They all know each other.
It's just different vibes.
It's just different vibes and different types of people. So no, I try my best to just like keep it separate.
Hey, I have like 50,000 friend groups.
I think it's when you're planning birthdays.
When I'm planning,
like, when you know you're like,
iko na watu, and you can't kosa kuita huyo mwingine, because how did you do something without me?
Yeah, and I feel even if I don't want it to be that way, I'm the same person, but there's a different version of me in different friend groups.
Exactly.
So there's like my party friends who highly know me through that, and there's maybe my workmates who of course still know I have this other side of me, but when I'm with them there's also a certain way that I am. Or my girlfriends, there's a certain way we chill together, even the activities could be different. So sometimes I find it weird mixing, but I do it anyway because I like having people around me. But I think I know, I feel it when now I'm having such big things or birthdays and I'm having so many people come in, and everyone is probably always asking me like, why do you know all these people?
Like,
or who are these? Who is that? But I think segmenting your friendships, and it's not a bad thing. I think it's the best thing you can do for yourself.
I think it's a very wise thing to do.
Protect them.
Just protect them and yourself as well.
I wanted to ask something. So now after uni, that transition to making content now your main focus. I know you did internships, you got to see the marketing world.
Yeah.
How did you come to that decision? Like, did you even apply for jobs, or you were just like, let me just focus on this thing? Yeah. Or did you enjoy your internships? Did you see a future in corporate?
Or do you still do?
Yeah.
Still not.
Guys, it's a journey.
Yeah.
So I did an internship at an agency, an interactive agency. And an interactive agency basically deal in content, actually. So and social media. So we curate and post. That's mainly what interactive agencies do. I liked it. I loved it. I was doing most of the curating. So I'd be
Define
there.
what you mean by curating.
So let's say the client wants to talk about an event they're having. So then they need a poster. So I would go to Canva, make a poster, and send it to them for approval and see if they approve or not. Another example is if they want to communicate, like, let's say they want to have what would be a social media event? Like, I have a perfect example. Let's say it's a company that has like a bad reputation. Let's say like these guys are always like chomaing, you know. So they need like PR. It's also like kind of like a PR thing. Yeah. So like they need help communicating to people that they are doing better, or there are some people that have actually had a positive experience with them, and to highlight that. So then I would
give people testimonials.
Yeah. So I would like pick comments from their Facebook page and then make it into a post and say, oh, we're so grateful. Nani has enjoyed our service. You know, our services are good. Not really say they're good these days, but you know what I mean.
It's crisis management.
Yeah, like something like that. So that's what I used to do at the agency. I was there for 3 months. I was there because I needed to be there for uni. Otherwise, I would not have gone. So yeah, and I enjoyed it. I actually thought I would want to be absorbed because they loved me, by the way. They loved me. They loved my ideas. Obviously, I was the youngest. It was a very, very small agency, so everybody knew each other. Like, the relationship was very tight. So I thought at the end of the 3 months, I would want to be part of them. But then something happened, and then you just remember, you know, like something happened with the boss, like the big boss, the owner of the company. And he said something to me that was so mean. Not very mean, but it really just rubbed me off the wrong way. And during that particular meeting, he was looking for me. Like, he was like, Tara, and you, and do you even know how to do this? Do you even know this?
The way bosses talk to people need to.
Yeah.
I think I want to start an anonymous page of people just talk about their corporate experiences, because some things people say you even wonder, like, you used to be in my position, like, how can you talk to me this way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, so I was feeling
projecting. I believe it's a them problem.
Anyway. Like there's this young girl here, and she's showing you guys.
And you don't think
I'm 3 months
that a
in.
60-year-old would be thinking like that. But trust, if they've not dealt with some insecurities or just some things.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what they know work life is because of the experiences of when they used to work. Of course, that was a thing for them, like having to be bashed at or talking, you know, in a certain way that's not really pleasant or humanly, so to say. So maybe that's just what they know. But anyway.
Yeah, so, and you know, like at that time, I was like, I've just come from working with Baileys. Okay.
Hey. Excuse, I'm on EABL's payroll.
Hello. Be serious.
And you want to talk to me like this?
You're paying me 20,000.
That I am. You do not know the staff that I am, sir.
So then I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing this. And I left. Ikaye. Like, I'm just like, me with my small Baileys contract, I just needed to work twice a week to take content. The rest of the month, I'm doing my other things. Meanwhile, in this office,
I have to be here daily
with those bloody fluorescent lights, I'm in this office every day. My work is done by 12, but I have to sit here and look like I'm busy. I hated that.
Oh, even me, I really struggled with that.
Yeah. I really hated it. I was like, all the fun stories, and that time I used to listen to a lot of podcasts while I'm working, and all the good stories always start with, I quit my job.
That used to be us on the podcast.
You
so,
know.
guys, at least I quit my job. She's like, and when are you quitting yours? And I did eventually.
Yeah. So then I was like,
we
why
actually
should I-
had this. Sorry, I just remembered we actually went through the process of both of us quitting our jobs through this podcast. Which is why I need to start listening to like episode 50s. I just hear what we used to talk about.
So my boss, I have a podcast. He doesn't care. He does not understand. Then we should come and we record after.
oh, that's so nice.
Then there's a mosque. Oh my God. So when
We are recording, but
We are
every
late.
6, you know, I have to go to Alexa's office when she's done at work. So like 5:35. But then at 6, the mosque is gonna
was
start
7,
raining, or 6:50.
Yeah. So if you
They
started
started
So
late,
now the mosque will
saying-
go for like 15-20 minutes. Now we have to
Chill.
take a break and wait for this mosque to finish the
Their
readings and the
prayers,
prayers, and then we start recording again. Oh my God.
no, Alice, I saw a Snapchat memory. My goodness. We're recording in bed. One mic. We've put it in. I had a small dustbin. I'll show you. I think it's still on my Snapchat. So we put the mic on the dustbin so it
To
starts.
hold.
Yeah. And we're like, yeah, guys. I just said,
Because holding the mic, first of all, the mic we had was so heavy. So we used to take turns. Last week who held the mic. This week
Now
you're the
it's your
one.
turn.
Now it's your time to hold.
now we
Wow,
have
we've
mic
come from
stands.
far.
Well,
We
anyway.
thank
Look
God.
at you now, you guys.
Yeah, so you were telling us now you decided.
So I was
okay.
like, you know
Corporate,
what?
yeah.
Let me not even start. Let me just not start a job.
Yeah.
Let me just keep doing what I was doing because already it was working, and I was using the skills I had learned to make my curation at the agency better. So then I was like, okay, you guys, let me love and leave you. It was a good experience. Thank you for the recommendation letter.
That's all you needed anyway.
Yeah.
That point, yeah.
Peace. And that is how I never looked back. Although now, let me tell you guys, this economy is driving me to go to LinkedIn. And that's what I'm saying, it's like a journey.
You never know.
Because I'm like,
Remain open-minded, I guess.
yes, I do remain open-minded. And being a content creator, you know, you can literally bulk shoot everything in a week. Or in a week and a half. And the rest of the month, you're just chilling. Like, you're not doing other projects. Because, like, I have so much time. Why can't I do, like, a part-time job? So now,
Hybrid.
yeah. So I start looking. And then I get an email. Hi, we want to work with you for the month of this and that. Are you open? Yeah. I abandoned my LinkedIn job search.
Because I think also that content creation is not continuous.
yeah.
You have
So
a
it
contract
has-
now.
yeah.
The contract is ending. Where next
Yeah.
am I getting money?
Yeah.
from?
I'm in a quiet season. So even I saw some job opportunity, I was like,
Interesting.
I'm like, I qualify for this. And I'm like, then they tell me 8 a.m. in the office. I'm like,
Imagine. So you're just like, okay, let me just stick to my
shall
guns.
Kutesekani kwa muda, yeah.
This too shall pass. Yeah, so that's there. So it's like,
a journey.
it happens to me often where I'm like in between contracts and in between payments. And I feel like maybe I should fill my time with a job.
A job, yeah.
Yeah, and then also, you know, my business, Rusty Nail, is also a very small business. It's taking time to peak.
Which
I
I
know
think
it
we
will
should
peak.
also get into.
Yeah, it will peak, but then sometimes it's quiet. You're like, let me just go and become an influencer manager somewhere.
Yeah. Do you write proposals to people to work with them, or do you normally just wait to get reached out to?
I write proposals. Yeah,
Okay,
not
yeah.
to a lot of people, but I do write to the brands that mean something to me. I will chase them.
Okay. So at what point did you decide, okay, maybe I can do a business out of this? Cocktails or content creation journey that you were on, or what was the connecting point that made you feel, okay, I think I need to start a business?
Okay. So Rusty Nail is not my first business. I have had 2 before Rusty Nail. My first one was to sell backdrops, like photography backdrops to other creators. And I did that for about a year, but then I wasn't getting the money that I wanted. I was like, it's too slow. So I closed that. And then I joined. So you were wondering, I'm gonna tell this story. I joined a partnership, already an existing business that was around the cocktails and event space. So the vibe of this business was to throw day parties, and it was centered around a bar, a cocktail bar. So the point was like to have fun in the sun while day drinking.
Oh, what a nice concept.
Yeah, and we had just come from being locked down.
Oh, it was
so we were like,
post-COVID.
it was post-COVID.
Day
We
party.
started in 2020. And the point was to just like day party, enjoy the sun. We're finally outside. So it was a really nice business, and I think we did it for about a year and a half, and then things just started getting so shaky. So then I was like, I need to get out of here before I was already getting banned. I was like, before I get banned further, let me exit. So then now, when I was in between that business and now Rusty Nail, I was like, I genuinely loved like the process of being in the bar, especially. I hated organizing events. I hated the logistics of having to look for everyone, sound, lights, setup. You know what? Videos.
Yeah.
I hated it. It gave me so much anxiety. So I was like, but I loved the cocktails and I loved the drinks, and we would work with mixologists to like create the menu, and that was the fun part. So I was like, maybe I should focus
I gravitated towards
that. So I gravitated towards that. So as I wasn't thinking about opening Rusty Nail immediately, but I was like, when I was reminiscing about that business and the experiences that I had, I was like, yeah, I really loved the bar. I was like, yeah, this bar is nice. And even before all these businesses, I used to say I had my quarantine and sip. So I had always loved cocktails.
You've had experiences now.
Yeah, I've always like, it would be nice to. I would also romanticize the idea of owning a cocktail bar. At that time, when I was romanticizing that idea, I had thought of it like in a garden. There were these trees, and there's like a nice house that we've refurbished into a bar. That was where my thinking was at. I hadn't thought about being mobile. So then now, my now partner, who is also my business partner, was like, he's a mixologist. So he was like, we just open this thing. I mean, you have the contacts, you have the talent to create the content, and me, I have the talent to create the drinks. So we just do it. So we just did it. And so we started last year in October. Actually, we should be 1 year by now. Woo!
If you're still existing after 1 year, you're trying.
Yeah.
Those businesses, yeah.
It's not easy. So we started with something similar to the other business I was doing, which was throwing parties. So he really wanted to throw a party, but me, I was like, I've been there, done that, and I am tired. I want to move on to other things. So, but because he really, really wanted to, I was like, okay, fine, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. Maybe it will be better than what I had experienced earlier. So we started with a Halloween party. We called it Hocus Pocus. It was so fun. It was fun. But did we make money?
No.
And we actually made a huge loss. And it was a party that we threw on the day that there was an Oktoberfest. So everyone was there,
Yeah, at that time, it was Halloween. Last weekend.
Yeah. So we could not compete.
Did you, before building up to the event, did you start thinking, okay, maybe this may not be a good idea?
We were already seeing
Dalili. You're just seeing all the people posting Oktoberfest.
Yeah. We had already started, but now we see we couldn't back down, and people had already also bought from us tickets. So we were like, you know what?
For the few
for the few who will be there, Let's do it. So then we were like, okay, let's now try it again, because now the next month, now November, maybe November will not have a lot of stuff going on that particular date. Hey, again, empty. You guys, and we were hosting at a club in Westlands. Not a big club, by the way. Actually, it was empty, you guys.
Oh yeah, we were friends like that then.
Guy, I went to the car to cry.
Because that was my birthday weekend. Bash new cotton.
You guys, I think like, and then of course, like the first one was a lot better than the second one.
Yeah.
The first one I was like telling my friends, you guys, we're trying to pick this thing up. Please come. So they came to support. But they come to support the first one. The second one don't come. They don't come, and it's not
a
that
must. Yeah.
I actually don't even fault them. I don't feel bad at all. But they didn't come.
I think you feel worse because now it's empty, including not your friends being there.
Yeah, if it was just me and my friends, then we would have had a kapati, a kabash. That space we were renting it for 80K.
And you needed to learn that lesson in the beginning.
No, but you also told him this event thing.
I had said it. I had said this thing. Leave it alone.
Let's not try focus on two things, because I think with business sometimes you have to be very particular in what you're selling. And Cinta said she's not in the mood of doing gifts and stuff. It's flowers.
Yeah.
So you see, not even you guys, because you don't want to think of you're going to parties that have already been planned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I said, me, after that second one, I said, never. If you want to throw a party, please just throw it on your own and don't involve me. Because I had said it. I was like, this thing is not gonna work. I don't know how people start these events companies.
By making losses till they make it big.
But how many losses?
But I think the problem is now it's saturated.
For every 5 losses.
So now today it's Tukutane, tomorrow we have the brands now. It's like every other day there's a new event organizer that is trying to do something. So it's a bit difficult to penetrate. But I think once you finally get in, just like any other business, you're in.
And I think for them it's also
made a lot of losses to events.
I think apart from even, let's say, Gondwana, which we have an event every month. This is our niche. This is what we play. We are consistent.
It's the lack
the
of
rest will have
niche.
like one event in a year, or like 2 max, so
So I think if you're gonna do an event, my recommendation is to do something like Gondwana monthly. There's
a
theme,
niche,
there's a
structure,
there's a structure. It's not that saturated. We always have to have an international artist, which you can have, but it's more of, can we have a niche so that you're known for this niche and you're doing it on a regular, bi-monthly or something. But it's easier said than done. I think events is very difficult to make profit margins, especially if people don't come in and you can't really make it through ticket sales alone.
Yeah.
So can you partner with an event space for free and we have this particular location locked in for these events at this particular time?
Yeah.
But you also just need to have that passion for it. Otherwise,
you really
as you said,
need
you're
to.
looking for someone for lighting, you're looking for someone for food,
security. Think about those things. The lights, when they go, what will happen? Does the venue have a generator? Like those small things. Those are things I didn't like thinking about. Like let someone else worry about it. So now for us, you were saying, now when we were starting out, we were like, okay, as we make nice cocktails. So even if it's to give, because I feel like Gondwana give people something to look forward to. They know exactly what they're going to get. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we were like,
it's going
what
to be the
people are going to
cocktails.
look forward to are the drinks. So we were gonna like curate, each event has a new menu and a new feel. But you guys, events are not easy. And then now there's also the thing of convincing a sponsor to work with you.
That I think is the most
You're
challenging.
a new brand. You yourself, you're young. You barely know what the hell you're doing. Even when you're pitching, you're probably even pitching the wrong things.
Yeah.
So they're just like,
Are you sure about that?
maybe we're just gonna give you bottles, but no money. So that's how they do. They're like, if they're not sure about you, they give you stock. Anyway, so I said, you know what? I'm done with this stuff. Please, if I'm never ever going to throw another party unless it's my birthday or my wedding.
The rest, forget about it.
Forget. So yeah, and so then I think that's now when we were like, okay, let's let's niche and let's give focus to what we're good at, which is drinks. And so now from then we've been like, okay, should we try vending at public events? So we tried vending at public events. Didn't work. We did a big one, by the way. We did Jamison last year.
Ooh.
We did Jamison Connects. It didn't work because we were 2 bars.
I was expecting different results.
I mean, we
Oh, like I'm taking notes.
Oh, you know, Alexa is pointing. I'm like, what's here on this door?
I want to bring up a point on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the setup on that concert was we were next to another bar, but where we were put, both of us actually, where we were put was uko kichakani, uko so far away. And I feel like maybe the organizers did not take into consideration that the point of this concert is to enjoy the drink. It's not really about the entertainment and the people who are coming to DJ, but it's about experiencing Jamison. And I feel like they had just completely disregarded that, because me, if I was an organizer for that event, I would have put the bar where the crowd is going to be.
Make sales.
But yeah, so that really affected us. And after that, I was like, maybe we should not try public events. And
this was a series of failure. How did you guys keep pushing?
It's amazing. No, may I say it's always a lesson. So now you're eliminating. You're going eliminating what doesn't work for you. And let me just add that point for concerts. I don't know if you saw the thread by Uncle Nenes.
oh,
You know,
I agree with him.
So I was just relating now, as you
What
mentioned,
was the
that
thread?
Uncle Nenes were vending for Oktoberfest. Yeah. So here, in short, they made losses upon losses. First of all, I think they were told they'd be the only burger stand. They found other people selling burgers, placement where they were placed, foot traffic. People now, you know, these agency guys can even bring their own restaurants or even just start a restaurant because they know they're gonna make money and they're gonna place themselves in the food traffic area. So in short, they said they are not doing events anymore. They're sticking to Cloud Kitchen.
yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And by the way, it takes so long for you to realize that, because you're like, okay, maybe this one was
Yeah.
special. Let's try this
In fact,
one.
they said they've done it like 3.
Maybe corporate
they-
events.
Yeah,
like
let's try.
Tusker, that one must be good.
Yeah.
They must be organized.
Yeah.
I think maybe corporate events and you're like 1-2 vendors. Maybe it could work.
So it's even that Jamison one, it wasn't the last one. We've tried. We've paid
Na mnaendelea.
tunaendelea.
And it's
mkona
business
swim.
doesn't give up until you want to. You're like, apana, next, let's
You know,
see.
I saw a post recently. Actually, I saw a post yesterday about this guy saying you have to be crazy. You have to be completely out of your mind to be an
Pussy.
entrepreneur. Because you actually have to be delulu.
You have to
Like
be
you have to.
really-
Outsiders need to say, are you sure? The
Yeah.
same way you're saying,
Yeah.
"Namuliendelea." You know, someone needs to question,
Yeah.
are you sure? You're on the right path.
Yeah. So we've paid vending fee. We've done this the splitting of costs with the we've done it all. It just doesn't work. So we were like, okay, fine, enough. We are burning our fingers. Let's just stop this thing. Let's now try something else, which is now do the corporate events or the
Nilikuwa
private
na hiyo-
events.
nilikuwa na hiyo thinking already.
So then we said, okay, fine.
Entrepreneur mind.
Yeah, it's around graduation season. Let's see how that will go. So we vended for a lot of my friends, by the way. Shout out to my friends. Okay, I love my friends. You guys. They had us at their graduation party.
Wow.
So yeah, lots of them actually. We had a couple of graduations with them. And then we did my graduation as well. And then this year, 2023 now, we were like, okay, let's now try do weddings. Let's do like fun things. Let's do weddings. Let's do bridal showers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do birthdays. Like anything that needs a bash, that is a private event, we go and we do an open bar. So we just dish drinks. So the client will pay the fee. And we come with our bar and our team and everything, and we just dish. People are happy. You know, then we make like custom menus. So if like, let's say it's Alexia's birthday, and we say like, this is an Alexia punch.
Yeah,
Then
there's
like, get another one.
I get, the psychology of it also.
Yeah. And it's made people so happy to also like have us on board, because it's like, you know, like you can have a birthday and then you can have an experience. And I feel like that is what we're trying to bring onto the table, and that's what we're doing. We're giving people an experience. We're giving, like, if you say, I want my signature cocktail to be pink, trust me, it will be pink. Yeah, and it will have your name there.
Do you want
to make you a menu that you will keep?
I mean, do you have standard prices for the packages in case our audience wants to know, or is it tailored specifically to your needs?
It's tailored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, an open, especially for open bar, there's like very many types. There's one where anything goes, and then there's one where it's like a bit restrictive. Of course. Let's say there's people are having 3 drinks per person. Some are like, let's go till the very end until everyone is falling. So the pricing
and you do it with open arms. Here you go.
Yeah.
Take it. Another drink. Do you want to refill your drink?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So right now where we are, I'm happy. I'm so happy.
Kwanzaa, you started the episode saying that it's busy. It's around that time of the season. So we're happy that it finally picked up. The delusion paid off.
The delusion paid off, you guys. Be delusional. Always.
But actually, even as you say corporate events, you know how corporates do their end of year parties now? Like,
this
it's actually a very busy
After I feel like nitakuongelesha on the side in case we have something and just like get you some business. So please, we just invite you for the party. So please, actually, I would love for you to email me like how your
the rates and everything,
because I feel like I can get you some business here and there. Even if it's not now, in the near future.
Because the office parties, you guys, office parties are lit.
Office parties ndio wanafanyanga open bar especially. So
yes.
And that's where they go wrong sometimes.
That's where
you overindulge and then you're like,
you start oversharing with your workmates.
Yeah. You think it's a safe, it's not. This is a reminder, it's around office party season. It is not.
It's never a safe space, guys. Keep your info to yourself.
I think we need to start closing off the episode, but I just have one last follow-up question, and not unless Alexia has something to add, is how, I mean, you have this relationship and you said that the business has been running for a year. I mean, how long did you have the relationship before starting the business, and how is that dynamic basically of starting a business with your partner? I think a lot of people shy away from it. It's like, this is not my husband. We don't know if it will work out if we don't.
Yeah.
So I just want to know what made you feel comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm going to start business with this guy. We're not yet married or anything. There's no that's like 100% like ring on the finger commitment that we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. How long were we together before we started? Not long, by the way. Maybe like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. But I would say that my partner is very sane. Like, he knows exactly what he wants, and he says it a lot of the time. So he's like, me, I'm going to marry you. He literally tells me that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I agree with Tara there. Yeah. To get into business, know what this man's intentions are.
It's not that you just get into business with everyone that you date, but it's the way, like, he spoke so much confidence into me that I'm like, without a doubt, yes, I trust this guy with my life, and it just felt so natural. Also, we were like, why can't we just do this thing together? But by the way, both of our work ethics are really good. And even in the things that we're good at, is very different. Like, even like when we're doing the business, by the way, it's like 2 different departments. Me, I'm in the marketing. I'm the one who organizes the shoot. I'm the one who speaks to clients. You know, him is now operations. So once
you've gotten the client.
Once I've gotten the clients, then that's now his turn. So then now he carries on with them. And yeah, it's just like our departments don't mix also, because I feel like maybe if he was into marketing like me or into social media like me, we would clash a lot. But because our departments don't mix that much, then I think it's easy. Yeah.
Okay. You're operating with your strengths. Everyone is your strength. This is my strength. Okay.
Did you guys have like an agreement that if we were to break up, this is what is gonna happen?
We haven't talked about that yet, but it's also I'm not saying that it's a conversation that needs to be had for sure. And actually, I think I'll even bring it up. But
I was at the podcast and
actually, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's one time there's another time we touched it slightly, and it was like, me, I mean, me, I can just go start something else. You can have the business. When I was like, no, because it's like it's almost like a baby, you know, it's like custody, you know.
Yeah, how are we doing this?
It's a very sticky and hard conversation to have,
necessary, just
but
to
it's
have it
very
there.
necessary.
Have it
very
once and get it over and done
necessary.
with.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what the future holds. But you know, if the relationship is looking good and it seems like it's progressing, I mean, well and good. But I personally am a big believer, even with my friendships, if we're starting business together, or I mean, I haven't yet, apart from Alexia.
Yeah.
But I think I was also very particular about, hey, we need to have rules before we start this podcast of contingencies.
Yeah.
So if I was to do that, I 100% have to have that conversation before we decide to do this together. I think I'm very protective and I don't want to be fucked over, especially by a man, because we hear so many horror stories every day. So
and I think when
that
apart from
makes me
money,
so resistant.
in terms of even just the effort that you put into the business, like time, commitment,
how will it affect our relationship in itself?
Yeah, because when I'm in business with my partner, and same, I think also me, there's just some delulu, not delulu, but like before me, I used to be like, why are you in business with a man?
Yeah.
And then I used to find those stories nonsense. Then
Here you are.
but again, I think it's the type of man you're with. As you said, I think for you felt, okay, I am comfortable to do this. I think we're on the same page. I think he has a vision for this and stuff like that. But yeah, as Alice is saying, you can still always talk about it, you know, like, this is how we're setting things up in case even if someone wants to get out of the business and do something else. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a tea because it's a channel. But amazing.
Okay,
I think
we really talked.
I think this can be a 2-part episode. Honestly, maybe I'm enjoying it. What would you say is like your least favorite thing about your career right now, with all the different aspects, and what would you say is your favorite?
My least favorite thing is being in between contracts and payments. Oh, you guys, because you can literally have zero in your bank account for real.
And guys are seeing you posted.
Yeah, okay, it's not a joke.
Wow, you're working with this brand. You're waiting 3 months.
You're waiting 90 days, and that's another thing that I don't like, the payment process. Why 90 days like I'm a corporation?
That's crazy.
Yeah, like why are you trying?
You have the money. See, we just transact.
You have the money. You know, the worst thing is, actually, I asked my dad is an accountant. I asked him, why do companies do this? And you know what he told me? He said that accountants are literally trained to keep every single shilling within the company, and they're trained to hold on to that shilling until the supplier is like, give me my money or I ban this building. Imagine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you still have to part with it. So why
You still
wait
have
for the person
but you see,
to beg?
it's better for the company if the money
There's
is
cash
there.
flow and they're using it for other things and stuff like that.
I was like, guy, imagine. So he's like, yeah, even me, I used to withhold.
Where dad, you are part of the problem. Enabling.
Yeah, so that's where now the contracts come in, where you're like, even me, I have my terms.
Yeah, true.
Max,
Rent is not paid after 3 months. I have to pay my rent monthly.
Yeah.
Yes, stima nilitumia kuwasha hizo lights za kuchukulia picha. There's a bill
You're
from
actually
KPLC.
investing so that the content comes out spectacular.
Yeah,
So you're spending
that's now
money.
where you're like, okay, even me, when you're negotiating your contract, you have to say, me, max 30 days. Max. Because that makes sense for you to hold my money 60, 90 days. It really doesn't. Yeah. So that's my least favorite thing, having to be like in the limbo. Thank God I have a partner that supports me, so that even when I'm in between these things, he's able to like shikilia. Yeah. But yeah, my favorite thing is probably the creation process. Okay, I love creating so much.
Oh, nice.
So being able to do that and do it like almost like at a stress-free level makes me so happy. And also being able to look outside content creation to my other interests. Now, for instance, the bar. Like I have time to do the bar, which makes me even happier, because I love that business. So much.
We're gonna plug it. Kabisa, we're gonna plug it.
Thank you.
Sure. Wow. Okay. I don't know if I have any other
Our
questions.
audience, do you have questions?
Yeah, let's to the audience here.
Your audience.
Yeah, no, Tara, thank you so much for coming and sharing your gems. I've absolutely loved this episode. I think we've covered a lot of ground, and a lot of people have been inspired by your story, and I can't just wait to see how life progresses for you, how the business goes, how the content creation keeps going. You've said it's a steady growth, and we just can't wait to see that greatness that you have in store for us as we keep pushing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for sure. I think for me, I'm inspired. I think I've followed you for a while, but I've never really known
same.
your story. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think today it was nice to just, and I think even for your followers who watch this episode, this is sort of who is Tara and how did we get to this
here?
aesthetics and your recaps. Woo!
Thank you.
I'm like, which movie is this? There's one, Aki. Where was I? It's recent. I told guys, Aki Tara's stories are so nice. I finished. I told them, now I'm starting again. And I went and I continued. I was like,
your
my gosh,
content
thank you so much, you guys.
Details are there. The
and effortless, because even now I've not seen you take a picture, but somehow
even last week she took
pictures
our
after.
photos here and I was like, this is my camera. Like,
it
what?
does this.
This is what they do. So yeah, but 100%, it's, I think things worked out the way they were meant to, and you doing this passion project contributed heavily to your photography skills, which now feeds also into your personal content, your branded content, but also
your business,
of course now leading you up to the business and making cocktails fun. So yeah, I'm very happy to have had this conversation with you.
Me too.
And I think also that there's this concept of the bamboo growth where a bamboo tree, I think, shoots after sijui how many years of being watered, and then now guys are like, wow,
wow,
so it looks like
this is
overnight success.
like
It
y'all
looks
were
like,
in there.
wow, this, even me there, I'm like, the stories are amazing, but like here at 15, you are with camera, you are with website, you are with Emmanuel Jambo, who is one of Kenya's best photographers. It's like, I mean, you've put in the work.
You've put in your
work.
how many hours do they normally say you put in?
10,000.
10,000. You put in your 10,000
Yeah.
hours, and now the fruits are coming in,
and more to come.
And more to
And
come.
more to come.
Yeah. Amazing.
So you guys need to hire
Rusty Nail.
for your private events, your weddings, your baby showers, your sip and paints, your corporate events, your everything, because I'm pretty sure, as you can tell, the caliber of cocktails that they make and services that provide are very amazing. So yeah, that's the plug.
Follow Tara as
follow Tara as well.
on her
I think we'll
socials.
link everything that we can in the description for wherever you're listening from, and be sure to keep up with the times with Tara. Keep up with Tara. Tara, miss you. All right, guys.
See you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. We will see you
In the next one.
next one.
Cheers.
Bye.